Welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University School of Continuing Education, SOCA. Diploma in Apparel Merchandising Applied, DAPMERA. BHC 006 Fashion, Textiles, Product Development and Merchandising. Block 1 Introduction of Fashion and Consumer Behavior. Unit 3 Fashion, an Overview. 0 Objectives. After studying about the various components of design and how these must be applied to different figure types, let us now learn about something we deal with everyday fashion. Whether we accept it or not, we all care about fashion. Every morning we choose clothes that make us look good and say a lot about us. Fashion is a language which tells a story about the person who wears it. After studying this unit, you will be able to understand fashion and its cycle. Identify various sources of fashion inspiration. Describe fashion forecasting, and learn about various Indian fashion designers. 3.1 Introduction. In the last unit on understanding silhouettes, you had studied what is silhouette, how it is classified, what are various figure types and which silhouette should be selected for each figure type, how shape of a garment can vary with the use of darts and dart equivalents, and how fabrics help support the foundation of a garment and give a good fit and drape. Keeping all these components of silhouette in mind and elements and principles of design, as studied in Unit 1 of this block, a designer creates fashion after a long process which will be dealt in this unit. This unit deals with what is fashion, who creates fashion, fashion cycle. Some terms associated with fashion, the sources of inspiration for creation of fashion, widely accepted theories of fashion, factors that help promote fashion, factors that suppress the growth of fashion, fashion forecasting, and finally have a glimpse of the Indian fashion industry and some famous Indian fashion designers. Let's start the unit by defining fashion. 3.2 Fashion, Definition. Fashion is both big business and big news. The glamour of new season, trends, statements and arguments about fashion and the fashion industry can be found in every newspaper, consumer website and fashion blog. According to Barnard, fashion may be understood as everything that is worn on the body and that is done to or with the body, all the dress, clothing, adornment, modification and so on that happens on and to the body is fashion. Basically, fashion is a continuous process of change in the current style of living. It may be defined as a style, custom of dressing that is prevalent amongst people or amongst any group of individuals at a given time. It is the style of the present which will last for a year or two or even for a span of years. A new item introduced in the market becomes a fashion when customers like it and buy it. Fashion of a particular era is influenced by general conditions of living of that time: war, peace, drought, prosperity, political status, etc. Fashion may be practical, convenient and comfortable at the time of its launch or just the opposite in case the environment at a place is like that. Fashion is influenced by the era or the time in which it exists in. The current events of that time. It is interesting to note that fashion is not new, since early forms of fashion, like tattoos and use of leaves and twigs to cover bodies, is known since the Stone Age. Technical developments may also help create new and innovative fashion products and articles. Fashion trend setters are usually prominent people like Bollywood stars, sports personalities, political leaders, and other celebrities. These styles are then adopted by other people as well, and it cannot be predicted whether a particular style will be accepted or rejected, so predictability of fashion is not possible. The widespread reach of fashion is attributed to print media and electronic media, which have become important means of communicating fashion today. It is the free choice that people have that makes fashion so unpredictable. The creator of fashion. New fashion ideas are created by designers, or couturiers, which may be accepted or rejected by public. The designs must be innovative and unique, so That the consumer is attracted to them and it fulfills the demands of the consumer. A designer may select a particular type of fashion garment and produce variations in that category only. A designer must move with the times and understand deeply the interests, attitudes, style of living, preferences and demands of his customer. A designer should be able to translate the feel of an era into the fashion of the times. The first fashion designer was Charles Frederick Worth, in the 19th century. He had set up his fashion design house in Paris. Prior to this, the clothing was made by anonymous dressmakers inspired from the styles worn by royal people. 3.3 Evolution of fashion cycle. As consumers, we come across many new styles created by designers in each season. Some are rejected immediately by the press or the buyers at the retail level, but others get accepted for some time as consumers purchase and wear them. The path followed by a fashion in its life cycle is referred to as the fashion cycle. It is a bell-shaped curve and has 5 stages. Fig. 3.1. Introduction. Increase in popularity. Peak of popularity. Decline in popularity. Rejection. Introduction. A designer, who is one of the creators of fashion, designs a new style or silhouette according to his specific market by changing elements such as line, shape, color, fabric and details and their relationship with one another. This style may catch on slowly and get accepted by people, or it may fail if people do not adopt it. An innovative style is usually launched first in the high-priced category since the production cost is also high and is adapted by fashion innovators and trend setters. Later it is made available in lower prices by other manufacturers as well if it is liked by the people. Styles categorized in this high-price category are covered in trade and consumer fashion publications. Only selected people can afford it and such people are referred to as avant-garde. It is produced in small quantities and celebrities, popular television stars, models, etc. buy these clothes as they want to wear them for some event. Increase in popularity. The style slowly spreads by popular celebrities and attracts the attention of the general public and may become a hot number, highly selling garment for the original manufacturer, designer and is made available for sale at many retail outlets. This is the time when knockoff houses come into play and start manufacturing the copy of this hot number in mass volumes at a lower price. The cost of this knockoff article is less because the manufacturer has not invested in research and development of the design and it is being produced in large volumes, thus bringing down the cost per garment. Some manufacturers also attempt to design and produce versions of this high-selling style. The style will slowly be available in all multi-chain outlets and retail stores as they will also start manufacturing it. Peak of popularity. When a fashion is at the height of its popularity, it may result in many manufacturers copying it or producing adaptations of it at many price levels. As the production increases, this style, which originated for the high class, will now be available in an inexpensive fabric at the lowest possible price. All social classes will be able to afford this style now. However, with the spreading of the style and increased production, the elegance and fit of the original style may become lost in the process. Decline in popularity. As a result of mass production and too many pieces of the style, the fashion conscious people will stop wearing the style and look for new designs. They may wear it still since they have bought it, but new consumers are not likely to buy it. Finally, the style is closed at all price points now as customers no more demand them. Rejection. This style may be lying on racks of discount stores of lowest fashion now. But it may come back to fashion if it is introduced by some designer about 10 to 20 years later with some changes. At this time, new styles must have been introduced in the market. Different products may have different length of their fashion cycle as it depends on the acceptability by people. Some fashions quickly rise to peak. and stay at peak sales for a long time. Some others may take more time to reach the peak and quickly see the decline in popularity. Some fashions fade from the fashion scene quickly and some may seem like not disappearing ever and may be termed as classics. Pendulum swing of fashion. Just as a pendulum moves back and forth, the pendulum of fashion also swings from a point of exaggeration in one direction towards the opposite direction. In this type of fashion cycle, a trend terminates when it has reached its extreme version and all possibilities have exhausted and moves to the opposite direction, towards the other extreme. It comes till a midpoint which has the components of both the extremes and may result in a classic, described in section 3.4. For example, when there is a trend of flare, it grows in dresses and reaches highest extreme acceptable fullness and then narrow fit dresses come into fashion. Narrow fit goes further narrower till it becomes too uncomfortable and body revealing and then again flare comes into fashion. Another example can be in terms of colors of fashion. When bright and light colors are in the fashion scenario, they reach their minimum shades and tints and to very bright extremes of neon colors and then dark colors come into fashion. Once dark colors have reached extreme dark values, again light colors come into fashion. Apart from this pendulum of fashion trends, other fashion cycles of different trends also coexist. Classic colors and trends remain in fashion throughout. For fashion forecasting, agencies and professionals, pendulum swing helps to define fashion direction and predicting the next fashion change. A designer must introduce a new style, described in section 3.4, keeping in mind the general economic condition of the country, new trends in fashion, technological developments and current retail trends. If current fashion is, for example, towards fitted garments, the designer must follow the trend. But the style should have some unique feature to drive the customer to that design. In case of ready-to-wear designers, the designer needs to work long before the actual selling season, usually 6 to 8 months before. Merchandise meant for the spring season is usually shipped to stores during January and February, coldest months of the year. So, selling starts much before when the customer will actually wear the garment. 3.4 Terminology associated with fashion. In order to be able to communicate in the fashion world, it is important to understand and effectively use the terms associated with fashion. There should not be any personal meanings implied by these terms and they should mean the same to one and all to avoid confusion. Here is a list of the most commonly used terms of the fashion world. Style. A style is a way of expression or the characteristic that distinguishes it from others. Dress styles particularly describe distinguishing characteristics of one style from another. For example, skirts, trousers, pants are all different styles. And within each of these styles also there could be styles like a line skirt, flared skirt, etc. These are different styles as they can be distinguished on the basis of their shapes and lines. A style may be brought back into fashion as such or modified in some sense and become popular again. This is because many designers look at history of fashion for inspiration and bring back old styles back into fashion. Design. A design can be defined as a composition of silhouette, color, texture, and details which create specific variations of a style. For example, pants is a style in giving it variations like narrow look or straight fit or having gathers at the waist are all designs. High fashion, haute couture. High fashion or haute couture, French term for high fashion, refers to highly fashionable garment styles that are expensive and exclusive and have excellent quality in terms of design, workmanship and fabric. They are sewn with perfection by using time-consuming manual techniques. This is an important source of inspiration for the general fashion as often high fashion becomes fashion when it starts getting accepted by more people and is no more exclusive and limited to the high class. Couture fashion, an overview.
It is a French term for dressmaking that refers to the production of clothing by the designer according to clients' specific requirements and measurements. Couturier. It is the French term for a designer. Classics. These are styles that remain in fashion for a long time since they continue to be accepted by people. These styles are timeless and usually simple in design and are suitable for the general population. This is the reason why they always look pleasing. They change minimally over a long period of time. For example, a grey business suit is a classic since a long time and forever. Other examples are polo t-shirts, jeans, etc. Fig. 3.3 represents the curve for a classic, in dotted lines, in comparison to the curve for a normal fashion cycle and a fad. You can see from the graph that a classic may continue for more than one fashion cycle and experience rise and gain in popularity over time, but never goes out of fashion. Fads. A fashion that lives for a short period is referred to as a fad. They are short-lived but are quickly accepted by small group of people only. The reason accepted for these characteristics of fads is that they are inexpensive, too exaggerated and extreme, and easily available. They are usually limited to a small geographical area but may sometimes cover the entire country. They come up independently with no foreigner and no follower. They lack the strength of design to hold consumer attention for a long time. Generally, the people who accept fads and follow fads are the young class and rarely adults, as new generations are more open to new styles. Examples of fads are hair coloring in selective areas, bell-bottoms etc. You can see that a fad stays in fashion for a short time but attains peak sales in that small time and has a steep graph as compared to a classic and a normal fashion cycle. Custom made. It refers to the tailoring done for an individual according to his/her measurements. Garment is cut and fit to the person's body. They have limited market as they are highly priced because of their exclusivity and high labor costs. Pret-a-porter. Pret-a-porter is the French term for ready-to-wear garments. These are garments that are made in standard sizes and have simpler patterns that can be mass-produced. In text activity 1, write a short note on my favorite classic in about 200 words and share why do you prefer it. 3.5 Sources of fashion inspiration. Designers, who as stated above, are the creators of fashion, need some suggestions, motivation and inspirations to design for the upcoming seasons. Some of the common sources of fashion inspiration are listed here. Nature. Natural things around us are an inspiration for all designers. Internet has become a part of our world and fashion industry is seeing a major shift in designs and trends. It is connecting the customers through various social media networks like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram etc. In fashion industry, social media platforms are used to interact with the customers as a way of building online presence, but at the same time social media also influences designers in various ways that are changing the way many designers create their fashion. Web links provide latest information and knowledge, and designers often look at websites for their inspiration. Mass media in both the forms print like newspapers and magazines, and broadcast media like television and radio are an important source for getting information on latest trends and events from which ideas can be generated by designers, boutique owners. Forecasts. It refers to the color and fabric forecast that acts as a guideline for all designers to create their designs. A lot of events like fairs and presentations of latest trends and upcoming colors and fabrics of the season are carried out to showcase forecasts. Travel and tourism. Travel and tours to different locations can be a good inspiration for a designer as he becomes aware of a new lifestyle which can be his/her inspiration. These trips can be purposely planned or maybe just for leisure or business trips. Architecture and history of a place. Since ancient times, designers have taken inspiration from ancient monuments. Architecture of cities. historical, people and their lifestyles, etc. Designer's previous collection. A designer's previous collections can provoke new ideas in a designer's mind to design his new collection. He may make modifications in his last collection and launch it as the next series of his last collection. It is basically dependent on the designer how creatively and interestingly he can view his surroundings and derive inspiration from them for his next collection. All designers have the similar environment. It is on them what they pick and how they transform it into creative ideas is what makes them unique and different. How fashion trends are born? A fashion trend is born when a new look is introduced on the ramp, in the media or on the street, and it has the appeal to catch consumers' eye and is slowly rising in demand. It has the feature that was missing from the fashion scene since some time, and therefore people are ready to accept it and adorn it. But this new look has evolved from a logical evolution from the previous fashions and is a building stone for the fashions to come in the future. There are 3 stages in the evolution of a trend as given by Lawrence Samuel. A. Fringe. In this stage, innovation rises and it is caught by the trendiest consumers and entrepreneurial firms. B. Trendy. In this stage, the awareness grows for the trend because early adopters join the first group of innovators and the visibility of the trend increases. Fashion-forward brands and retailers test the concept at this stage by offering it to the consumers. C. Mainstream. In this stage, the more conservative consumers join the group after they have seen enough of the trend and popularity grows. Further, brands now start to produce and earn from this growing demand. After this stage, when the trend has entered the mainstream fashion, it may break into smaller trends which may be reinvented or modified by different cultures to suit their needs. Or it may meet resistance, merge with another trend or changes its course or direction. 3.6 Fashion adoption theories. Fashion adoption theories are theories that explain the phenomenon of fashion. They were introduced at different times of the 20th century. But these theories are not foolproof and they simply predict the general acceptance of a style by consumers. Fashion merchandisers who are very skilled and experienced develop sense of fashion movement and predict these theories. There are 3 fashion theories. Let's discuss each separately. Trickle-down theory. As the term suggests, this theory basically means that fashion moves from the higher class in the society to the lower class. In the earlier centuries, the fashion starters were royalty. The nobility in the palace would follow them. And then it trickled down to the middle class. The lower class did not follow them as they did not have the income, access to fashion and freedom to follow fashion. With time, the royalty became the fashion leaders, and as this fashion was being adopted by the masses, new styles were introduced by the fashion leaders. This theory was accepted in the 19th century by some economists and was published as a step-by-step description by sociologist George Simmel in 1904. According to trickle-down theory, we can identify that the source of fashion ideas are the designers who catered to wealthy clients who invested in conspicuous consumption. The fashion leaders are those fashionable and highly visible individuals who became the fashion models. Fashion changes in the downward direction from the elite to the adjacent class below it. The speed of the spread of fashion depends on the ability of the lower classes to see, copy and wear these fashions. Trickle-down theory can also be explained in terms of a triangle with acceptance of fashion moving from the tip of the triangle to its base. As one design becomes popular at the lower levels as well, the desire of the upper levels of society to distinguish themselves again brings a new fashion in the scene, and the same cycle repeats again. Trickle across theory. With the beginning of the 20th century, fashion no more was restricted to a particular social class of people. Movie stars, television personalities, sportspersons, other public figures became inspirations for fashion as mass media spread during this period. King, 1963, proposed a new theory of trickle across in 1960s as trickle-down theory was no more relevant. This theory basically means that each group or segment of society has its own leader or leaders of fashion and that fashion is adopted simultaneously across segments. Unlike trickle-down theory, a mass market was introduced at this time because of the emergence of mass production, mass communication and growth of the middle class. The increased production rates with the introduction of mass production enabled production of knockoffs in the same season at all price points. So, more looks were seen each season and individuals could choose what they want from these options. Bottom-up, trickle-up theory. It is also sometimes referred to as the trickle-up theory. Field, 1970, proposed this theory of fashion. As per this theory, fashion moves from lower to upper socioeconomic groups and from young to aged. The lower income youth have less social presence and hence less inhibitions, so they can freely create new dress patterns. People from the upper socioeconomic group are secure and adopt only well-accepted dress patterns. Those in the middle socioeconomic group are conservative and may accept clothing styles from lower or upper economic strata. This theory can also be represented in the form of a triangle with maximum acceptance at the base and fashion direction, moving upwards towards the tip. Factors favoring fashion. This section lists down the various factors that will help in the growth of fashion at a place. These are macro factors that are outside an individual and prevail in the environment of the country or state. These factors are discussed below in brief. Attempts for profit. Manufacturers like to change fashion and this results in production and sale of clothing. A customer might feel like it is a wastage of money, but from the manufacturer's point of view, it's a good reason to make customers buy clothes. Spread of fashion. There are various ways of spreading fashion like fashion shows, newspapers, magazines and television. Any new fashion shown at any of the mediums has the capacity to spread across, and it depends on the rate at which fashion is spread and accepted by people. Economic independence. In the last century, only wealthy could follow fashion because of lack of funds. But in the 20th century, there has been, in general, increase in family income and therefore, more people follow what is in fashion. Transport and communication facilities. Means of communication. Television and internet have made spread of fashion instantaneous. Women and men can easily see and adapt the latest fashions on the internet. So, it does not take more than few weeks for an existing fashion to spread through the country. Political freedom. As a nation, if people face some taboos on what they should wear or restrictions based on their social status, spread of fashion becomes difficult. But in the 20th century, with the empowerment of women, increased education and awareness, people have more freedom to choose and adopt new fashions and follow them. Factors retarding fashion. This section lists down some basic factors that retard fashion and suppress the growth of fashion. These factors are low-income fashion adoption wastes money, and consumers that do not have sufficient income to spend on fashion adopt fashion only when they reach the mass market and become affordable. Religious and traditional limitations. Some religious leaders might not approve new fashions and hence the community may not adopt those fashions. Absence of favorable conditions. If the factors mentioned in section 3.6, like well-established transport and communication channels, are not available, spread of fashion is limited. Fashion forecasting. Fashion forecasting is predicting what people will like in the future, and therefore it is a difficult and tricky job for a forecaster to anticipate what people will prefer in the future, when the future is not known and uncertain. So, forecasters often look for emerging trends by tracing the directional movement of fashion. It is interesting to say that fashion forecasting is the ability to go with the crowd before the crowd knows where it is going. Fashion forecasting is an activity that answers questions like I. What is likely to happen in the future? E. What is happening today that will significantly influence the future? A fashion forecaster is like a market researcher who identifies style trends. Fashion forecasting is not a magic practiced by such talented people, it is a step-by-step process that can be understood and practiced by anyone who has keen eye for it. Let's discuss the process of developing a forecast in the following section. Steps in developing a forecast. The following steps of developing a forecast need to be followed systematically and interpreted well to be able to develop a forecast which is successful. Step 1. Identification of basic facts about past trends and future forecasts. Step 2. Determination of the causes of change in the past. Step 3. Determination of the differences between past forecasts and what was actually there. Step 4. Determination of factors that might likely affect the trends in the future. Step 5. Applying forecasting tools and techniques and paying attention to issues of their accuracy and reliability. Step 6. Following the forecast continuously to determine reasons for significant deviations from expectations. Step 7. Revision of the forecast whenever a need is determined for it. The forecast for a trend must identify the source, underlying patterns, direction and movement of trend. We gain information from the environment. But it is only the first step. The next task is to filter this information and make use of it to help learn and predict trends for the future. 3.7 Indian fashion designers and their contribution. India today is one of the aspiring players in the global market of fashion. In India, clothes convey a special meaning. Different colors are associated with different meanings and are worn on different occasions. In ancient India, clothing conveyed the social status or rank of a person in the society. The color of tunic worn by the wearer, the drape followed by him, presence or absence of a turban and style of wrapping it all defined a person's status. It is interesting to note that many people, especially women, wear a specific color each day of the week. Some occasions like Basant Panchami in Rajasthan are marked by wearing specific color on the occasion like yellow. Ornamentation by use of jewelry is another important component of Indian fashion. Hair, ear, nose, neck, ankles, etc. all are ornamented with intricate or bold designs of jewelry. India's fashion vitality lies in the textile trends that it dictates for over 2000 years because of the availability of a vast variety and types of textile fibers, which can grow in India's weather conditions. Today, India's strength is that Indian designers work with the use of traditional Indian prints and embroideries and superior craftsmanship known throughout the world. Value addition in terms of ornamentation, embellishments and handwork. Embroidery is the competency of Indian fashion. Modern Indian fashion takes its inspiration from motifs and symbols of the past and changes them to use them. So, most of the designers pick up what looks fine from the past, invest time and energy in the present to make traditional craftsmanship a vital component of the future. This is the essence of Indian fashion in the 21st century. Let us now discuss some of the well-known Indian designers and their contribution to the Indian fashion. This famous fashion designer and couturier, Fig. 3.6, from New Delhi was born in Jodhpur in 1967. He studied commerce and wanted to be a chartered accountant, but his liking for rich Indian culture and art took him to National Institute of Fashion Technology, NIFT, New Delhi, and he graduated from there in 1991. He founded the House of Valaya in 1992 along with his brother T.J. Singh. He is a founding member of the Fashion Design Council of India and first global ambassador of Swarovski, the global crystal giant. He is a fine art photographer as well and has written the book, Decoded Paradox, in 2011. He designs for both men and women for day wear, evening wear and bridal wear in addition to ready-to-wear since the last 20 years. He has now ventured into home products as well. His labels include House of Valaya, J. Valaya, Studio Valaya and Valaya Home. Today, he is popularly known for bridal trousseau and has the establishment, House of Valaya at Manesar in Delhi. She is known as the most hysterical designer of the Indian fashion industry. She is the only Indian designer who has headed the French fashion house, Shara. She is known for giving Indian touches of embellishments, finish or cut to traditional Western silhouettes. She has written the most expensive Indian book, Firefly, a fairy tale, which is priced at ₹1 lakh and published by Ritu Berry herself. She wanted to be a doctor, but later, she decided that she wanted to be a designer and joined National Institute of Fashion Technology, NIFT, in 1988. She opened her studio, Lavanya, in 1990 with the line she created for her graduation. Her client list grew strong, with none other than Madhuri Dixit as one of her clients. She designs haute couture as well as prêt-à-porter. She owns her own label in Paris now and has over 100 Ritu Berry stores. He is often called the Karl Lagerfeld of India, Fig. 3.8. Luxury is the perfect word for his collections. His fashion is all about wrapped, tucked and draped garments. He is best known for his ability to infuse Indian craftsmanship and textile heritage with European tailored silhouette. His signature is to combine traditional aesthetics with modern design. He opened his first store, Ensemble, in 1987. After the success of his store, he went to Fashion Institute of Technology and received his degree in 1991. He is known for his jeweled t-shirt with Mughal motifs. He was born in 1974 in West Bengal and moved to Kolkata later. He had a childhood spent in the beauty of nature, rivers, meadows, and he had a lot of free time to think, paint and read. He graduated from National Institute of Fashion Technology, NIFT, Kolkata in 1999. In 2001, he won the famous Femina British Council Award that took him to London for an internship with Georgina von Etzendorf. This was the turning point of his life. With his innovative streaks like stains, tears, singes and even little holes poked on edge lining using the tips of burning incense sticks, Mukherjee has brought a new flavor to Indian fashion. The designer uses rich ethnic fabrics. In his collection, extensive use of Banarsi fabric can be seen in his range. Since 1999, he designs merchandise using label Sabyasachi. Mukherjee is one of the associate designer members of Fashion Design Council of India and the youngest board member of the National Museum of Indian Cinema. He has designed costumes for Bollywood films such as Guzarish, Babul, Laga Chundi Mein Daag, Ravan etc. He pioneered the use of Indian textiles in a modern context. His unique contribution was the use of indigenous methods like Badhani, Gote work, block printing, etc. in construction of modern silhouettes. Mukherjee started a project called Save the Sari, where he retails hand-woven Indian saris on a non-profit basis priced at ₹3,500 and the entire proceeds go to the weavers of Murshidabad. Over the past 2 years he has also been involved in reviving cotton Banarasi saris in pure khadi and vegetable hand block prints. From Bagru, Ritu Kumar. Ritu Kumar is known for keeping alive the styles, textures and fabrics of India. No other designer has promoted Indian ancient textiles for so long. She prevented India's heritage of prints and weaves from dying out. She began with 4 hand block printers and 2 tables in a village in Kolkata. Today, her business is spread across the globe, making it first ranking Indian fashion label. She began by selling hand-printed saris and now sells everything from gift items to handbags to dresses. Kumar has written a book, Textiles and Costumes of Royal India, with the Christie's of London. She launched her ready-to-wear line in 2002 with her brand, label, and has 12 outlets spread across India. 3.8 Summary. Fashion is a continuous process of change in the current styles of living. It may be defined as a style, custom of dressing that is prevalent amongst people, or amongst any group of individuals at a given time. The path followed by a fashion in its life cycle is referred to as the fashion cycle. It is a bell-shaped curve and has 5 stages: introduction, increase in popularity, peak of popularity, decline in popularity and rejection. The pendulum swing of fashion swings from a point of exaggeration in one direction towards the opposite direction. The unit describes general terms used in fashion like style, design, high fashion, haute couture, couture, couturier, classics, fads, custom-made and pret-a-porter. Sources of fashion inspiration help a designer pick up inspiration from his surroundings and apply it to design new styles. Fashion adaptation theories are theories that explain the phenomenon of fashion. There are 3 theories of fashion, namely trickle-down, trickle-across and bottom-up theory. Factors favoring and retarding fashion decide the growth or suppression of fashion in an economy respectively. Fashion forecasting is the process by which a forecaster predicts future trends on the basis of some known facts and trends from the past by following a series of steps. Popular Indian fashion designers like J.J. Valaya, Ritu Berry, Tarun Tahiliani, Sabyasachi Mukherjee and Ritu Kumar have been discussed in the unit. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video with the next chapter.